Fadeaway jumper. Leaves it short. That's a terrible shot. Awful shot. Vassell for three. He misses, but Harper gets the rebound, gives it up to Champagne for his campaign, who dunks it home. That is a 25-point Spurs lead, my friends. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I almost didn't start this stream, but I'm not going to fail you guys. I'm going to be here. This is my job. But for the love of God, this is going to be brutal. Today's a bummer of a day, Bulls Nation, because as anybody knows, we had the Jaden Ivey controversy today. I want to talk about it, but I'm a little bit afraid to, because I've seen everybody getting attacked for their views on this matter, and it's a little bit concerning. At the end of the day, all I want to say is that we could all leave each other be and live in harmony. We don't have to attack anybody else's way of life to preserve any others. Hey, what's up, Jack? Yeah, I agree with this. 100% agreed. What has you down tonight, Jack? Yeah, dude, I took a long break, bro. I haven't been doing any of it. I'm telling you, we had a cheat code. We had a cheat code with Matt when it came to football. I'm starting to think that football season needs to be just like the one season that I bet on. It's a shame that the Phillies are bad because they share my namesake. The Phillies should always be good because they're Phils. Let me bring up the comments here. There we go. Overall, my friends, I feel like I just want Jaden Ivey to get some help because I think that what's going on with him is a cry for help. I understand that he believes in his religion, but some of the stuff that he did, like, he kind of just went too far, guys. He could still believe in all those things. Nobody's mad at him for his beliefs. But you have to understand that when you're a public figure, there's certain stuff that you can't say if you want to stay employed by the teams in the league. And I don't know, man. I just feel terrible for him. I feel like again, I don't feel like he's in his right state of mind, and I feel like if he was in a better state of mind, he would not have done what happened today, and he'd still have a job, and he'd still, be striving for the future. So to see what happened to him today really bums me out. As a fellow Boilermaker, like I don't want to see him unemployed. I'm sure he's made enough money to take care of himself. I hope that he's saved it. I hope that he's doing well with it. All right, we're back. Leonard Miller shoots a three. He bangs it. Leonard Miller, man. Leonard Miller has been awesome tonight. He's got 17 points. He's 3 of 6 from downtown, and he's got 2 giant balls to go with it. 62-84, Bulls down by 22. Champagne for his campaign gives it up to Castle. Castle drives, and he misses the layup, but there's goaltending. The Leonard of all Millers caused the goaltending. I'm looking for my imaginary friend. Yeah, I doubt he's going to be checking out any of my content anytime soon. Collin Sexton, baseline, he hits the little jump shot put. Bulls still down by 22. Spurs come back the other way. I'll say this for the Peacock presentation. Their announce team sucks really bad, but the way that they highlight the names above the players when they're playing is actually really cool. and it shows like their hot zones. That's a really cool feature that I wish that the NBA game would always have. Dillingham crosses over and drives with his left, and he scores on the bucket. 22-point lead still for the Spurs. My God. Spurs rain down another jumper. Dylan Harper. Back the other way. Dilly Bar drives, but he brings it back out. He lifts a three, and it's no good. Dilly Bar. Oh, my God. Whatever. It is what it is. Castle drives, loses the ball, but they call a foul. Bulls are down by 24. And in my heart, they're down by 1,000,000. Victor Wembanyama has the second highest MVP odds. No shit. Wow. It's not. I mean, honestly, he's probably the most valuable player in the league. If we're all being honest with ourselves, the Thunder are stacked. I mean, the Spurs are stacked too. But who's more valuable? The 7'6" alien who can play like a guard, or the regular sized guard that can, do regular sized person things? I don't know. Champagne for his campaign lifts a three and hits it after the Bulls played good defense. Sometimes the Bulls they ain't got it, bro. Patrick Williams drives, jump hook, and my God, that's one of the worst shots you'll ever see in your life. He banked that so hard off the glass that it didn't even hit the rim. Patrick Williams blows. Yeah, I wanted to see it too, man, but now we're never going to see it. Never. Why did the Bulls become so bad in the 2000s? So there's a lot of different answers to this, right? Because what do you mean? Do you mean the early 2000s when they had Eddie Curry? Because they got good for a while. Collin Sexton drives. He gets the and one bucket over Wembanyama. Young Bull has got balls of steel. The Bulls in the 2000s are like, so there was a long stretch, like when they drafted Kirk Heinrich and Ben Gordon, then they ended up getting Derrick Rose. They had Joakim Noah. Like, they were pretty good for a while. But then once they traded Jimmy Butler, it all went downhill from there. If you're asking why they've been so bad since then, I mean, it's a mix of bad management and stars not playing up to their talents. Dillingham goes to the rack and gets an easy bucket. Bull still down by 24 here. They're not completely out of the game, but they have to go on a crazy run. It's almost impossible to think of. Oh, Sexton gets the steal on Wemby, but he like almost broke his leg in the process. He comes back. He's okay. He crosses over. He lifts a three in Wemby's face, and he drains it. It's official. Collin Sexton owns Victor Wembanyama. Sexton's a dog, dude. I don't know how you could watch Sexton and not like him, man. He's a dog. He's a more badass Kobe White. I said it, and I mean it. I'm going to address some of these comments here. How's it going, Utah Bulls? Hey, Philly, how bad are they looking this time? Well, they look like shit, my friend. But Collin Sexton looks good, and Leonard Miller looks good. I must admit that I missed the first quarter. Let me look at the stat line here. So Jaden Ivey was instructed by a flight attendant to stop recording while discussing his release from the Chicago Bulls. He said, "This world has nothing to offer. There's nothing good in it. Nothing good except following Jesus Christ." It's a very extreme statement. I'm not knocking anybody who wants to follow Jesus, man. Like that's a positive lifestyle, right? But what keeps it positive is if you don't use that belief to hate on anyone else. And when you say the world has nothing good to offer, dude, that's just objectively false. What about family? What about love? What about friendship? Jaden Ivey needs help, you guys. He's feeling very alone, and you can tell. When you say something so alarming like this world has nothing to offer, that's really, really scary, man. That's scary. I'm worried about Jaden Ivey. I hope he gets the help that he needs. Am I excited for the draft? Oh, hell yeah. I'm super excited for the draft. That's what's giving me hope right now. If we get Caleb Wilson, this whole thing is turned around, dude. Not even joking. Sal, you should come join me, dude. I'm lonely. Let's be friends and do friend stuff. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. All right. We're getting back to the game action, so I'll stop rapping. Sorry, man. Guys, I got to do random stuff to keep myself happy. Damn it. It's okay. I had to try. You're a real one. Sal's the man, guys. If you guys aren't following Sal, you guys have to. Horns Over Hoops. It's a goated channel, man. Led by a goated man. Sal is one of the best. For real. All right, back the other way. Trey Jones. He gets fouled. Because the Spurs are cheaters. Only cheaters foul. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. All right, Trey Jones kicks it over to Yabusele. Gets it back to Trey Jones. Trey Jones drives to the middle of the lane. Floater is good. Trey getting buckets. Jones, baby. Back the other way. The Spurs come back quick. What just happened? Oh, I think they stepped out of bounds. The Spurs head coach is talking trash to Trey Jones. Trey Jones is about to stick him in the face. Just kidding. He's laughing it up with the San Antonio coaches. Trey Jones, stop being nice to them. They're the enemy. Tell them to shove it. The Bulls are on a 10-0 run, but they're still down by 19. Trey Jones drives, kicks it out to Yabusele. Yabusele spin move in the paint. He's doing too much, man. He tried to tip it out, but it goes to the Spurs. Oh, no, that's not a foul. Lady, you don't know what in the hell you're talking about. Caleb, Aunt Margie. What's going on, y'all? If you're here with me on Facebook, drop a like, and I actually can see who likes the video, and I'll shout you out. Victor Wembanyama gets a pass, and he lays it in almost comically. He literally let go of the ball while he was like 4 feet above the rim. That was ridiculous. Dillingham drives, gets his shot blocked into next year. Bulls ball. Dillingham, like, why did you think that was like, there was no chance that was ever going to go in? Victor Wembanyama is standing right there, bro. You're like 5 foot tall. You're a hobbit. You're literally Dildo Baggins. Looks like the Bulls missed a shot. Peacock missed the actual shot attempt. Good job, Peacock. But there was a foul on the rebound. It looks like Yabusele is going to go to the line. The Bulls are in the bonus. Chicka, chicka, yeah, fake ID. What's up, Neil? I'm being really silly and goofy because the Bulls are giving me very little to be happy about. And I don't want this to be a depressing podcast. It's been a sad day already. So if I'm doing weirder stuff than normal, it's because I'm trying to keep it light, keep it fun, keep it happy. Because everybody, remember, being happy is the right way to be. You could be miserable, but that sucks ass. Yeah, Wembanyama is he's ridiculous, dude. He's an alien. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's a cheater. I feel like it's not fair. I feel like he should be banned from the NBA, if I'm being honest with you. Wembanyama, step back three, he misses. Thank the Lord. The Bulls are down by 19. They have a chance here to get back into this. Dillingham, pump fake. He drives, gets it, he turns it over. Dilly Bar, you stink, dude. Oh my God. Keldon Johnson hits 3 on the other end. That's the difference between winning and losing, ladies and gentlemen. You have a chance to close the lead down. That possession's really important, and instead Dillingham decides to do some goofy shit, turns the ball over. That's what happens, man. I mean, they're playing Yabusele because, well, actually, I'll agree with you because they should be playing Ulbrich instead. But I'm okay with playing Sexton because Sexton's like they need him, dude. Like, Billy still has the coach to win, right? Like, he's not going to coach for any other reason but to try and win. That's his job. Coaches aren't in on the tank. So, like, if you're coaching to win, why, like, put yourself in his shoes. Would you not play Yanks like Sexton? You know? If you were him, you'd play Sexton because he's the second or third best scorer on the team right now. I do want to see Yuki, though. I'd rather see Yuki than Dillingham. 100%. I just kind of understand why Sexton gets minutes. He's too good to not give him minutes. Let me put it that way. He's not like Patrick Williams. Now, that's a guy who shouldn't be getting any minutes. Patrick frickin' Williams. Bulls turn it over. Keldon Johnson comes down and hits the easiest little baby hook that you'll ever see. There's no defense at all. The Bulls are back down by 22. 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And I'm at risk of jumping off of my balcony. Collin Sexton dribbles. There's 5 seconds on the shot clock. Victor's on him. Sexton drives, gets to the rack and scores on Victor. Dude, that's the second time that Collin Sexton has directly challenged Victor Wembanyama and beat him. That's impressive. Balls of steel. Balls of steel. Sorry, if you guys don't know where that's from. That's from Duke Nukem. And I always thought it was really funny. All right, well, the Bulls are going to the fourth quarter down by 20 points, 82 to 102. It's technically not over, but it feels over because the Bulls, imagining them going on a 20-0 run against the Spurs is really, really hard to do. But I'll tell you what, it's possible. If the Bulls just come out in this fourth and they make it rain, you never know. They did score 53 in the fourth quarter against the Sixers the other night. We need one of those. No problem, Jack. It's good to see you here. I appreciate you being here. Leave a like on the video if you're here with me on YouTube, y'all. If you're here with me on X, please drop a retweet on the stream. That would be sick. Me love you long time. I'd like to just say, whoa, it's the man himself. Pat, the designer, bro. What up, dog? How you feeling? I'm doing my best to not be depressed right now. It's a tough game to watch, brother. For those who don't know, Pat came on Bulls Without Borders with me last week. It was awesome. First time that me and Pat have done content together, actually. Highly enjoyed it. Although we did have a disagreement on Russell Westbrook. But that's okay, Pat. We can't bat 1,000, but we had a great time, and that's what counts. What drink is this? It's Mountain Dew. Looks like warm microwave lemonade. It's not warm. That's gross. What makes you say that? There's ice in this, man. That's why I'm using the cup. Mountain Dew, man. The nectar of the gods. I don't know what I would do without my Mountain Dew. I honestly should be sponsored by Mountain Dew. Like, if I had all my childhood friends just do like a 60-second video that talked about how much I love Mountain Dew and how often I've drank it over the course of my life, I feel like they would sponsor me. I know I'm little, but I've drank enough Mountain Dew to compensate for being a small creator. I'm a Mountain Dew fanatic. Russ top 5 point guard of all time. I don't know, man. Johnny Stockton, right? Like, yeah, he's over Derrick Rose. Johnny Stockton, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry. I don't know about top 5. I feel like I could swallow top 10. I think I can agree with top 10. The Spurs hit a 3 to start the fourth quarter and put a dagger right in my hopes of coming back. Buzelis is in. That's cool. Yabusele lifts a 3. He makes it. Thank God, because I was about to get pissed at him for shooting that. Yabusele has never come across a shot that he didn't like, man. I'll tell you that much. That dude loves to shoot the ball. That's his first made 3 of the game, 1 of 5 from downtown. Unfortunately, that's usually what he does. De'Aaron Fox gets in the middle of the lane and hits a nice pull-up jumper. Giddey and Sexton are in together. The Bulls got to make a run now with this lineup. Giddey drives, gets it back to Yabba Dabba Doo, gets it to Buzelis, wide open for 3. He cashes it. Matas Buzelis. He's only got 5 points. My Lord. That's awful. What happened to Matas tonight? Like I said, I missed the first quarter, and I knew that he didn't do much in the second, but like I just assumed that he was doing better. You said we suck, to be honest. I mean, we don't. Our problem is our defense, dude. We can't get stops. It's so easy to score on the Bulls. It's not even funny. Like, the Bulls are constantly depending on the other team to just miss shots. They don't force miss shots almost ever, unless it's Matas or Leonard Miller playing defense. That's the only time it happens. Matas drives and 1 bucket. Eat that shit, Castle. We're storming the castle, baby. Oh no, I don't think, dude. No. How tall are you? I could show you right now because this was me and him. I'm 5'7". That's me and Matas. He might have been leaned over a little bit too. So yeah, you'd be past his shoulders, but he's like 6'8", 6'10", something like that. I mean, his neck and head are pretty long. I don't know. The Spurs turn it over. The Bulls are down 16 all of a sudden. This game ain't over. Let's see what happens. Giddey gets it over to Yabusele. Gets it over to Buzelis. Buzelis needs to get hot. Buzelis drives. Bad take by Buzelis. He turns it over. Keldon Johnson comes back the other way. Good defense. Yo, I'm only saying that it's the girl doing this because this is what the girl's doing. She's the one calling it, but that shot, that call was ass. She's calling way too many fouls underneath the bucket. I think it was the girl who called that. If not, then my apologies. But I've noticed that she's called, or no, I think that might have been the white dude. I don't know. Thanks for the heart, Isaac. You're the man. He said tank, tank, tank. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the unfortunate. Well, okay. Yeah, like our organization tanks, but the players aren't tanking. We just have a bad team right now. The Spurs missed the second shot, and Victor gets the offensive rebound and scores because Yabba Dabba Doo has no chance of ever getting a rebound over him in this life or the next. Sexton has the ball. He drives right to the cup, and he scores because he's a freaking beast. He got fouled, though. Where's his call? Back on the other end, De'Aaron Fox gets a call because, dude, this is some home cooking bullshit. You guys, the Bulls are themselves, like you guys are saying this. I feel like you mean the team. The players aren't tanking. Just clarify that for me. It's not the players that are tanking. The players are trying. They're just not a good team. If you guys think that the players aren't actually trying, then I don't know what to tell you. They're professional athletes. They have pride. They're just not a good team, man. Any team that plays Yabusele this much is not good. Leonard Miller has had a great game tonight. Yabusele acts like he's going to shoot every time he gets the ball, and it drives me nuts. Buzelis for three. He misses it. Buzelis is getting open, but he's just not. I think Buzelis is dog tired, you guys. I think this season has really taken its toll on him. He's crawling through the end of the season. You could tell he's tired. He doesn't have the same lift that he normally has. The refs call another foul on this end while Yabusele has his arm straight up. Dude, the Bulls are getting fouls called on them every single time down the court. This is terrible. The Spurs are good enough not to need the refs to cook up this home bullshit all like this. Like the Spurs can beat us just fine without the refs doing this. Come on, man. Yeah, that too. I mean, when I say defense is poor, the size is a part of it. We don't have any height, really no girth on this team. Like Nick Richards isn't playing, it seems. Like Yabusele having to play this much is a recipe for disaster. Because I'll be honest with you guys, Yabusele shouldn't even be in a rotation in the NBA. He's not good, like at all. He's super inconsistent. I mean, he gives you more than Dalen Terry, but that's not a high bar. Leonard Miller misses the three. Great hustle by Leonard Miller. Taps the ball to Giddey. Giddey swings it to Sexton for three. He misses. But man, that was Yabusele is called for the loose ball foul. If we're lucky, Yabusele will foul out, and we won't have to keep watching him play basketball, you guys. He was fun for a little bit, but the novelty is worn out for me, man. Yabusele stinks. I'd rather see Lachlan Olbrich. At least he's a part of the team's future. I would like to fire AK, brother, but I just don't think it's going to happen. We're a lot more likely to get a head coach change than a GM change. I'll say this though, like AK has been bad, but he purposely set up this team to suck this half of the season, guys, because he's tanking it for the draft. So if the Bulls get a top 4 pick, that's kind of because of AK. Like I know Bulls fans, the idea of giving AK credit like really pisses them off, but like if the Bulls end up getting a top 4 pick, it'll be because AK made it happen for real. Leonard Miller gets a putback, but on the other end, we give 2 points right back to Dylan Harper. Bulls are back down by 21. Giddey swings it to Sexton, 116 to 95. Buzelis back to Sexton. Sexton dribbles it off his foot. Oh my God. Not even the players that are playing good for us can come through right now. The Spurs missed 2 point blank shots at the rim, but they get another rebound. Great play by Leonard Miller, man. Dylan Harper got the ball on a cut. He was easily going to dunk, and Leonard Miller reached his hand in, swiped the ball out of his hands, and it went off of Dylan Harper's knee. Bulls ball. Leonard Miller continues to make plays. Again, like just in the last couple minutes, right? He dives, he misses a 3, but he dives full on Superman style to tip a ball to Josh Giddey, and they don't get points out of it, but he caused an offensive rebound. Then on the next possession, the Bulls miss a layup, and Leonard Miller is cleaning up the glass with an offensive rebound and gets a putback for 2. Then on the other end, he stops a surefire San Antonio Spurs dunk by reaching out and giving a great defensive effort play. Leonard Miller's the man. We don't know this. I don't like when people talk like this. How do you know this? Like, the lottery is there for a reason, right? Like, Dallas won the first overall pick with a 3% chance last year. And 2 years before that, the Hawks won the first overall pick with like a 1.7% chance. So like why is it the PTSD? You just don't want to believe and you don't want to have hope? I don't understand. Have a good one, Neil. Like, I know that these games are hard to watch, my friends, but to be clear, the Bulls did this on purpose in hopes of getting a better draft pick. We purposely knew, because let's be honest, guys, even if the Bulls kept all those players, we weren't going to do shit this season. And what are we going to do next season, right? Do you guys really think that we were going to take the next step with Kobe White getting 30 million a year? I don't. Now, I would have kept Io. But a lot of people are hung up on the Kobe White trade, and I don't understand why. Kobe is easily replaced. We'll see what happens this offseason. We've got 3 top 35 picks if the Blazers get a playoff spot, and we've got $80 million in cap space. If the Bulls get Walker Kessler from Utah and they draft just one really good player with their 2 first-round picks, the Bulls are right back in business. So, we got to get through the end of the year, you guys, but hope is not lost. Trust me, I'm having a bad time watching this game too. But I also understand that there's some hope this offseason. There really is. Who do the Trailblazers have to get them in the playoffs? That could be franchise altering, and we don't talk about it enough. I mean, I talk about the top. I talk about that all the time. I'm always saying that we have potentially 3 top 35 picks. And when I say that, it's because the Blazers might give us their first rounder. And yes, it's Denny Avija or whatever is their best player by far. He's a dog. He's unbelievable. Donovan Klingen's been playing really good lately. Um, those are probably their two most promising players. Leonard Miller with a beautiful dish to Trey Jones on the baseline to bring the lead down to 19. 7 minutes to go. Trey Jones has 23 points, 9 to 13 from the field. Another really efficient game for Trey Jones. He's really good. The Bulls suck, but Trey Jones is really good. Leonard Miller is guarding Victor Wembanyama right now. That's really interesting. Victor scores. Victor's too good, dude. Leonard actually gave him some good defense, but he had no chance to actually block the shot, and Victor just made it. Back on the other end, Buzelis drives, gets right to the cup and lays it in. Nice job. Bulls back down by 19, 6:35 to go. Buzelis has scored like 8 points in this fourth quarter, but he's only got 10 for the game. 99 to 118. Victor Wembanyama gets the ball, top of the key, jab step, jab step. He gathers, goes right to the rim, and dunks it in like oh my God. That's brutal. But again, how do you stop that, man? The Bulls don't have anyone on their roster that could stop that. They've got Leonard Miller guarding Victor, and that's not fair. He's got like 8 inches on Leonard Miller for three. He misses. Victor with the rebound gives it up to Castle. Castle drives, crosses over. He lost the ball. Like, I'm sorry, the refs are calling a foul after every single drive. This is some crazy home cooking, man. Like, they don't need it. Victor is gonna win them this ball game by that's ridiculous what he just did. He's got 41, by the way. 41 points, 16 and 3 blocks. He's crazy. Dylan Brooks. Is that like a known thing or something? I've never heard of that before. Dylan Brooks is like really small. Isn't that? I'd have to see that. I know he's not small, like he's stocky, he's strong. Yabusele drives and gets fouled by Wembanyama. I'll be happy when Yabusele is back over in France. Yeah, I mean, I believe you. He must have done something. Interesting. He says that he has the blueprint. I'll have to see that. Give me 1 second, guys. There's a TV timeout. Bulls down by 20 with 5:30 to go. This game's probably over. The Bulls will have to go on a run right now, like right now, to have a chance. But being honest with you guys, it's not going to happen. Like there's like a 97% chance that the Spurs win this game. Probably more than that. I'm going to use the washroom real quick. Be right back. Don't worry. It's not a 2. All right, my friends. So the Bulls made one of their free throws. They're down by 19, I think. Spurs miss a three. Long rebound to Buzelis. Buzelis pushes it up to Trey Jones. Trey Jones back out to Giddey. Bulls need to score here if they want a chance. Buzelis dribbles it off of his foot. Okay, cool. They call a kickball. Yeah, this is really the real takeaway from this game for me, you guys. Wemby's OP. The Spurs, actually, I put the Spurs I have winning the NBA Finals, if I'm being honest with you guys. Oh my God, Yabusele misses the three. I'm so tired of watching him shoot the ball, you guys. I got to be honest, I think I could shoot the ball better than Yabusele. I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. I'm a shooter, though. That's my best aspect. Giddey throws it up the court to Matas after a Spurs miss, and then the Spurs goaltend on Matas' shot because they're haters. Vassal, you're a hater for that. I actually went to basic training with Vassal's cousin, who shared his last name. That's the only reason we believed him. His cousin was a beast too, so we believed him for that reason too. Well, the Bulls did get it down to a 17-point deficit, but the Spurs are shooting free throws. The referees did a lot. Like, I want to see the free throw disparity in this game because I feel like the refs are being pretty bogus, especially when they don't like. I feel like the Spurs didn't need the refs to win. And it's not that big of a disparity. It just felt like it to me. Maybe it was the Bulls' way in the first half. Leonard Miller has the ball. Oh, he lost it. He traveled. They didn't call it though. Yabusele gets it from Miller. Yabusele drives. He gets the and one bucket. I want yeah, he deserves credit for that. That was a nice shot, but he's taking so like if you didn't know anything about basketball and you just tuned into this game, you'd be like, "Oh, Yabusele must be their best player because of how many shots he's taking." I mean, he's shooting so much for a guy that's just going to go overseas after this year's over. I just don't understand why he's getting so many shot attempts on this team. He's got 10 shot attempts. It's about 5 too many if you ask me. Dylan Harper drives, leaves the bucket short. Then he loses the ball out of bounds. In a really honestly, that was a really poor execution by Harper. Dillingham gets the ball, crosses over a bunch of times, just gives it back to Leonard Miller, gets it back to Dillybar. Dillybar to Giddey. Giddey, spin move into the lane, runner, leaves it short. But Giddey does a great job of tipping the ball to Leonard Miller, who gets an easy bucket under the basket. And don't look now, but the Bulls are down by 15 with 3:44 to go. I did say about 2 minutes ago that the Bulls would have to go on a run right now. And while they got to speed it up a little bit, they can't take 2 minutes to score 5 points. Or they can't take 2 minutes to erase only 5 points of the lead. But 15 points with 3:44 to go is actually doable, my friends. $69 people in the chat. Nice. Well, I got another like from Facebook. Lamar Banubat. I don't know who that is, but what's up, Lamar? Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Philly V coming at you from Davenport, baby. 40 point, 15 rebound, 3 block games before turning 23. Victor Wembanyama has 3 of them, which is third most in NBA history. Shaq had 4 and Bob McAdoo had 6. This is one of those games. Pretty crazy. Anybody was I wish I would have I'm an idiot. I don't know. I've been laying off the bets recently, but I should have bet Victor Wembanyama for a crazy game tonight. That was an easy bet. The Bulls have nobody at center. Like a blind dog could have made that bet tonight. Sexton drives and gets an awesome bucket. He got fouled, but there's no love from the refs. The Bulls are down by 13, my friends. 3:12 to go. Billy pulled all of the good starters because he's an asshole. Actually, that was a complete tank move by Billy. I've been saying until now that coaches don't tank. That right there was a tank move. The Bulls weren't out of the game. But they put Olbrich and all these guys in. Like, the Spurs kept all their guys in because they had to actually close this game out. That's crazy by Billy Donovan. I wonder if management's up his ass. Whatever. I guess I don't care. At this point, I mean, the likelihood that the Bulls were going to erase a 15-point lead was already small. But I just don't like when teams just blatantly do stuff like that. Like the Bulls pull their guys when it's still within reach. It just feels wrong. Dillingham comes down and shoots a fadeaway, makes it. He's front running like crazy. This game's over, and he's just now there's no pressure. He's gonna play his ass off. Yeah, bro. I went to Purdue at the same time as Etwan Moore. If you remember when Etwan Moore was at Purdue with Robbie Hummel and Juwan Johnson. You were probably young when that was the case. I went to Purdue in 2009 for my freshman year. I was at Purdue for quite some time. Yeah, I had season tickets to the football and basketball games. It was a great time. Some of the best times of my life. Spurs miss a 3, rebound by Olbrich. Dillingham gets the ball, sprints to the other end, lifts a 3, leaves it way short. And all hopes of a comeback died with that shot. Yeah, when Zach Edey brought us to the national title game like 2 years ago, I actually took leave from the Army and drove to Purdue back to campus and watched the national championship on campus. We were going to go crazy. We were going to party our asses off with everybody that was on campus if we won the national title. Unfortunately, even though Edey dominated Donovan Clingan, the rest of Purdue didn't perform, and we lost that game to UConn. Then UConn killed my bracket yesterday when they beat Duke. So overall, UConn can blow me. Sad that Edey has had. I agree with this. He's actually been a much better NBA player than I thought he would be. He's even shooting threes a little bit. He never did that at Purdue. He never shot college threes, and all of a sudden he was shooting NBA threes. It was wild. I actually wanted the Bulls to trade for him a little bit, just because he's a better prospect than anything we've got down there. If we could get Edey, that would be lit as hell, actually. Josh Giddey would have a field day with a guy like Edey. Alley-oop city. Josh Giddey's assists would go up by 3 just from having a 7'6" center. Spurs hit a 3. Please, please, I need this game to end. Put me out of my misery. Olbrich swings it to Patrick Williams for 3. Clank. We all knew he wasn't making that. The Spurs will walk it up and dribble timeout. There's 40 seconds on the game clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. I think the Spurs are just going to take a shot clock violation. That's good sportsmanship. I'm glad the Bulls are just letting them take it. Well done. There's going to have to be one more possession. There's 29 seconds on the game clock and 24 on the shot clock. Olbrich to Patrick Williams. Shoot the 3, you bum. Sexton for 3. He makes it. Sexton's a stat freak. That's just another 3 points that the Bulls fans can get mad about. As always, I'm going to do a post-game show. I'm going to keep this one brief, you guys. That'll be the game. Chicago Bulls will lose to the Spurs 129-114. Meh. That's what I got. Meh. That stunk. All right. Let's hurry up and get through this post game, my friends. Cut. And action. Welcome to the post game show, my friends. My name is Philip Charles VanDerHeyden IV, a.k.a. Philly the Fourth, a.k.a. Pimp Daddy P, a.k.a. your mother's new boyfriend. I'm here with you for the post game show after a very depressing 129-115 or 114. Yep. 129-114 San Antonio Spurs victory over the Bulls. The Bulls went into halftime down big, and despite the Bulls actually playing, they actually outscored the Spurs by 2 in the second half. It was for naught. You can't win games by just winning halves, and the Bulls that second quarter killed them, and they never recovered. And their big players, they didn't show up that well today. I mean, Matas looks exhausted. We'll get to all of it in this post-game show. But first, as always, my friends, the Chicago Bulls, they stink, man. I mean, all right, I'm being maybe a little bit harsh. The Spurs are one of the best teams in the NBA, and if I'm being honest with you, I believe that the Spurs are going to win the NBA championship. I don't know why. There's something about their makeup. They've got a perfect mix of ball players, a lot of shot creators, and they have a ton of point guards around the most unguardable player in the NBA in Victor Wembanyama. And as long as he's healthy, this team is going to be a hell of an out. It is going to be really difficult for any team to beat the Spurs in to beat them 4 times in a 7-game series. I believe that they've actually have like a 3-1 or 4-0 record against the Thunder. Like, the Spurs are going to be a problem. For those who care, I have the Spurs over the Celtics in my NBA Finals. But we're going to slide through this post game. I'm going to go fairly quick because there's not a lot to talk about, my friends. We know what the deal is. But I've got a couple of things to talk about, I suppose. Starting at the top of the box score as normal, Gershon Yabusele. He played for 30 minutes tonight. To give everyone an idea, though, there was no Nick Richards tonight. And No Jalen Smith, as we know, because he's out for the season. I'm not even sure why Nick Richards isn't even on the team listing. I don't know why. Interesting. Does anybody know what happened with Nick Richards? Is he on the injury report? I'm assuming he was. He's out. Yeah, he was out tonight. No, not that. Well, Anthony Simons, Nick. Oh yeah, Simons was a possibility to play tonight. That's crazy. They're gonna bring back Simons this late. I wouldn't mind it if I'm being honest with you because I miss having players on the Bulls that are actually fun to watch. Um, it looks like so Richards was questionable with a right elbow sprain. It looks like he was out with that. Um, Going back to the box score. So as you can imagine, without Nick Richards and obviously no Jalen Smith, and Billy hates playing Lachlan Olbrich. I mean, he hates it. So that meant that Gershon Yabusele played 30 minutes tonight, and he had 15 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. I do want to say that it's really disgusting to me that he shot more free throws than any other Bull. He shot 8 free throws. The only player that shot 8 with him was Leonard Miller. But most of Yabusele's free throws came late in the game when it was garbage time and the refs were just calling stupid shit. But I think that goes to show just how little respect that the Bulls get throughout the league when they drive to the rim. Like the fact that Matas Buzelis shot 1 free throw to me. Look, I don't know, man. Maybe I'd have to rewatch the game, but that feels like impossible to me that he did not get fouled on any of his shot attempts except for 1. You guys could tell me if I'm wrong. Again, I did miss the first quarter, so maybe I'm wrong here. But anyways, 4-10 from the field for Yabusele, 1 of 6 from downtown, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, -8 on the court. If I'm being honest, Yabusele wasn't that bad, but like, here's the thing: he was so bad defensively that it made it look all much worse. Victor Wembanyama had a field day against Yabusele. He's seen Yabusele guarding him, and he said, "Let's eat." Wembanyama proceeded to have one of the most efficient, one of the best games of his career. He's an alien, and as someone else said in the live stream, he is OP. Yabusele might not have been terrible, but I'm just tired of watching him. Like, he's not good enough. He's not even good enough for a rotation, in my opinion. So when that's your best front court player, you're in such trouble. It's not even funny. And then the other team has Wembanyama, like the alien of the league, at center. You're in big trouble, man. You're in big trouble. I mean, Yabusele loves to sit on the outside too. He shot 1 of 6 from downtown, so it's not like he's banging, down there, down low, banging into, Wembanyama and making him pay and making him feel it, making him, earn stuff. Wembanyama was just chilling, bro, chilling, closing out on the threes, getting easy rebounds and getting easy dunks, easy layups all night long. It was a field trip for Wembanyama. Isaac Okoro, 25 minutes. He had 6 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and a -10 on the court. He was just pretty much there. This was very much a Patrick Williams game for Isaac Okoro. When you have 25 minutes and you only have 6 points and 3 rebounds and 1 steal, and that's the extent of your statistical output, you barely did anything. And it is what it is. Again, that's another player that I cannot wait to see be gone, or at least with Okoro, I could see him being a part of a rotation, but off the bench. Like, please, 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 God, off the bench. Okoro is like Ronnie Brewer or Keith Bogans. Like, he's not that guy at all. Like, he's not a two-way player whatsoever. So it's just tough. He's a specialist. He's a defensive guy. You can't count on him for anything else. But like, that's a guy that should come off the bench for you and play like 10 to 15 minutes, not play 25 minutes out of your starting lineup. Like, why isn't Leonard Miller starting instead of Okoro? Leonard Miller, in my opinion, is actually better than Okoro. Sue me if I'm wrong. I think that's true. Leonard Miller certainly played like it tonight. We'll get to him. Matas Buzelis had 28 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 6 from downtown, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 2 turnovers. However, he had a minus 28. That's hard to comprehend. By far the worst on the team. That's a great example of it not being his fault, really. When, like, he was in the game when Wembanyama was killing Yabusele. That's what that tells me. Or Matas was asked to guard Wembanyama, and that's not really fair to Matas because he's always going to lose that fight. He's not big enough. He's not strong enough. All I know is that when he was on the court, when Giddey and Buzelis were on the court, which is most of the time when Wemby was on the court, it was ugly. But again, like, that's not their fault. Like, this game goes so much differently if you've got like a Caleb Wilson in there. Caleb Wilson might not be able to shut down Wemby, but I guarantee you he'd be a lot more of a handful than anyone else that the Bulls have tonight. Trey Jones, 26 minutes. He had 23 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, a minus 7 on the court. Trey Jones is the consummate professional. He continues to show up and do his job and do it efficiently and do it well. I have nothing more to say. I have no complaints about Trey Jones. To me, he is firmly in the plans of the future. And I think that he's going to be a great asset to the Bulls moving forward, whether that's giving us, point guard 2 production, or if that's giving us stopgap, shooting guard, starting shooting guard production. Either way, like, Trey Jones will step up and play the role that you need him to play, and he'll play it well. And he's young, and he's under contract for 3 years. So overall, like, Trey Jones is a very welcome part of the team, and he's part of the reason why I believe the Bulls aren't as far away as everyone thinks. The Bulls are like 2 to 3 players away, but what I feel like the people fail to see is that we can get those 2 to 3 players this offseason. Even if you say it's 4 players, right? We can get those players this offseason. You draft 2 of them, and you pay 2 of them. That's within the realm of the Bulls' possibilities. If you get 4 players that are either like 2 of them starters, 2 of them regular role players, and out of the 2 starters, if one of them became a star, you're cooking with gas. And you can easily get that done with the resources that the Bulls have this offseason. Trey Jones. Josh Giddey. 33 minutes, 9 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block, minus 18 on the court. Giddey and Matas looked exhausted. That's how this looked to me tonight. Like, Giddey barely got any shots up. Only 5 shots in 33 minutes. That's really abnormal. And to me, that speaks to a guy who's just exhausted. He's tired. And who can blame him? He and Matas have been carrying the Bulls on their back all season. It might not have been to wins, but they're still carrying them every week, like every game. They are the guys that play all the minutes, that get all the shots, that, exert themselves the most. And so, especially Matas, like, this is his first season starting all year long. Like, this year was always going to be a tough one on Matas from an endurance perspective. It's going to make him better. in the long run. Real quick, am I safe to assume we've seen the last of Anthony Simons in a Bulls uniform? I don't know. Apparently, he's still popping up on the injury reports, and even though he's been out, like he has not been shut down for the season. Like they announced that Ivy and Jalen Smith were done for the year. They have not done that with Simons. So there's a chance that you still see maybe a few games to close the year with Simons in. And if that happens, then Giddey needs to be well rested when Simons comes, because that's what we need to test. I don't care if you only get to test it for 1 or 2 games or 3 games, whatever. Like, you got to get those two on the court together and see if they can make some magic. Because if they play well off each other, I don't think they ever got to play next to each other. If they did, it was really brief. If they can play well next to each other, you might want to consider bringing Simons back or trying to negotiate him to agree to a deal that makes sense with Chicago. Patrick Williams, 21 minutes, 2 points, 0 of 7 from the field, 0 of 4 from the 3-point line, 2 free throws, 2 of 2 from the free throw, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal. Somehow a +3 on the court. That's exactly a great example of a plus minus not being a great stat. Because I'll tell you what, you can't go 0 of 7 from the field and tell me that you're a plus on the court. Patrick Williams is such hot ass. It's unbelievable. The fact that he's getting minutes still, that Billy damn Donovan, like, dude, I'm playing Yuki over him all day long. I don't understand. I just don't get it. It said that the Bulls didn't play Simons because of coach's decision tonight. I really hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. But, like, Yuki was a coach's decision too. I'm sorry. Just go small. Don't play Patrick Williams. Like, well, Olbrich got 3 minutes. So why can't Olbrich play instead of Pat Williams? There's no way that Billy can ever convince me that Olbrich can't give us what Pat's giving us, which is next to nothing. The only thing Pat is good for is ensuring that he's a tank commander. He is helping us lose games. That's without a doubt the truth. But, like, the fact that he's still getting minutes to me is a direct indictment against Billy Donovan. You can say what you want about AK, but I think even he would tell you at this point that Pat shouldn't be playing. And Billy continues to trot him out there. I can't believe it. Like, what does Pat have on Billy Donovan? What did he catch Billy like doing something weird on camera and he's got so like he's holding it over his head? Like, it's got to be something, man. Because there's no way that Billy is looking at Pat Williams and saying, yeah, you should be playing on this team. You should be getting minutes. You definitely are better than Lachlan Olbrich. That's not true. I'm just saying, there's no way that could be true. I don't know. 0 of 7 from the field, guys. And that's following up a bunch of performances where he has done no better than score. He's gone like 1 of 6, 0 of 8, 0 of 5, 1 of 7, 2 of 9. Like, that's been Patrick Williams' games every single game. I think the most he's had in the last 10 games is 6 points. And that was a miracle. This dude is so bad at basketball. It's unbelievable. And I'm getting sick to my stomach watching him play every week. Sit his ass on the bench. Please. I'm begging you. I would pay you. I will send you $50, Billy Donovan. I know that's not much, but it's the principle that matters. I'll send you $50 to never play Patrick Williams for the rest of the season again. He's worth it. That's the best $50 I'll ever spend in my life. Is not having to watch Patrick Williams play the dumbest minutes of all time. Please. Oh, I'm over here going off Hi, baby. Oops. It's my girl. I love you, Joe. All right, I'm gonna keep going. So we've got uh Leonard Miller. Oh my God! Thank God that we got to a player that's actually making me happy after Patrick Williams. 25 minutes, 21 points, 9 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from three, no free throws, but 7 rebounds and 4 assists, no turnovers, 1 steal and 1 block, 6 offensive rebounds out of the 7 rebounds he had. A -9 on the court, who cares? Leonard Miller is the real deal. He got a lot of those stats when this game was still being decided. Those were not garbage time stats. He was like 6 or 7 in the first half or something like that. Like, Leonard Miller is the real deal. And the fact that Billy Donovan, I'll say this for Billy, he did play Leonard Miller for 4 more minutes than Pat tonight. But it needs to be more. Leonard Miller is only 22. He's young and he hasn't played that much of the season. He has energy. Give him 35 minutes tonight. That way, if you gave him 10 more minutes, I would have only had to suffer through Patrick Williams for 11 minutes. And we all would have been happier for it. Like, please, man, please. Leonard Miller is out here balling. 9 of 14? Are you kidding me? Like, by the way, he was a perfect 6 of 6 inside the arc. Like, this kid has got something special, man. I have this feeling about him. And look, I get these feelings, and my feelings are usually like on point. Like, I had a feeling that Josh Giddey was going to be a foundational piece early last year. And he has come through for me in every sense of that definition, like averaging damn near a 20-point triple double. Then you've got Matas Buzelis. I had a feeling about him early in his career. He's out here dropping 41 points, carrying himself, got swag, wants to bury the other team. Swag too serious, and like he's a future superstar. I've had a feeling about him, and it's worked. I had a feeling about Josephine, my girl. Had a feeling that she's gonna be the love of my life. Nailed that one. Like, that was right. Then we got Leonard Miller. And I have a feeling that this kid is not just going to be a good rotational piece. I think that he's going to be a difference maker. Now, I'm not saying a star player, but I'm saying he's not just going to be a measly role player. He's going to be a role player that helps win you ball games, that does the little things that you need to win. Because I see it. 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, with 6 of those rebounds being on the offensive glass. That kind of offensive rebounding skill is special. And it is all about heart, you guys. And God, if we could get the other team to miss shots once in a while, his rebounds would go up even further. Like, Leonard Miller is going to be a difference maker for this squad. I just know it. We need to decline his team option and sign him to a 4-year deal now, or he is going to cost a lot more next season when we have to lock him up. That's a guarantee. But Collin Sexton, Lachlan Ulbrich, he only played 3 minutes. He had 1 rebound. I'm not going to talk about him, other than he should play more than Patrick Williams. He should be taking his minutes. Collin Sexton, 27 minutes, 20 points, 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Even 0 on the court. Not a plus, not a minus. That's pretty notable considering he played 27 minutes. Collin Sexton basically took on the Spurs bench with Leonard Miller, and they almost, Like they were winning. They were doing well. Collin Sexton continues to impress me, man. I don't understand why. Like, first of all, why isn't he starting tonight? Like, I guess it's because I guess Trey Jones deserves to start over him. I can see that. All right, so yeah, no, I'll allow it. Although I'd rather see him play the. No, Matas is playing the 4. Whatever. Leonard Miller's the one that should be starting instead of Isaac Okoro. But I digress. Collin Sexton should be the 6th man, and I wouldn't mind seeing him sign back with this team, especially if you can get him for a team-friendly deal. I heard someone say that he'll want too much money. Really? I don't really see that. What team is going to bend over backwards to give Collin Sexton a big deal? I guess maybe you could say that like one of these trash, poverty franchises like the Wizards might give him a big deal for no good reason other than, hey, we sign good players to big deals. That's what we do. Like, I otherwise, I just don't see that happening. I feel like he's going to have a tough market out there because, again, scoring guards are a dime a dozen. But I like this scoring guard. He's got the right mental makeup for Chicago. He's a spark plug, a good one. And he fills it up. He's not scared of anybody. He took it against Wemby multiple times tonight where it was one-on-one. And Dillingham would have had his shot blocked so far into the next galaxy. It would have been in rotation around Uranus. Instead, Collin Sexton took it straight up against Wemby and scored multiple times. Never scared. He ain't never scared. So we outside of the club, and you think he's a punk. All right, I'll stop now. But Collin Sexton continues to show that he's a dog. And if you can get him back for a team-friendly price, I'll say it again, he'd be a great 6th man. If you're looking, the Bulls are going to look to contend as early as next year again. So if that's the case, you can't let, unless Simons comes back, right? If Simons comes back, you'd rather have him than Sexton. He's better and younger, and that would be awesome. But if the difference in price tag is significant, then maybe I go back to Sexton because I think Sexton could average 22 points a game off the bench for you. And so if you think that Simons can average 25, but the difference in salary is exponentially, it's significantly different, then you go with Sexton and you don't look back because you might use your draft picks on big men this year, but next year, now we're drafting for a 2 guard to eventually replace Collin Sexton. So, I think there's room for him. Then Rob Dillingham, last but not least, 20 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, PU. No free throws, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, and a +2 on the court somehow. I think he only has a +2 on the court because he played with Sexton for most of his minutes. Dillingham stinks. I won't say he stinks because he's shown a little bit of potential in the last few games. But I feel like a lot of his production comes against the other team's backups, first of all. Whenever he faces someone good, he gets eaten alive. And I just don't feel like his decision-making continues to be poor in situations where it needs to be better. Like, there was multiple, big-time possessions tonight where he kind of screwed the pooch. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like he can be depended on. I also don't feel like he'll ever be better than Trey Jones. He's never going to be better than him defensively. I know that. And he might be faster than him, but do you really count? Trey Jones just went 9 of 14 with he went 9 of 13 and only had one turnover in 26 minutes for 23 points. Like Trey Jones, and again, the defense. Dilly Bar can't play defense a lick. He plays out of control. He does way too much on offense. He's trying to do way so much with all of his dribbling moves. Let me let you in on a secret, Rob Dillingham. Less is more. I always thought it was so funny. The people that dribble the most are almost always the people that never get open looks. Or they ruin their own open looks. Like you could see it. Like I've seen it multiple times with Dillingham, where he's making all these moves, all these crossovers, all these under the legs, and he'll like act like he's about to run in, but then he'll cross back. But if you're watching closely, like he would have had room if he just committed to that first move. He had him beat, but he's too busy dancing, too busy doing this whole routine. He'll never see this, but my best friend Jake was like this when I was growing up. He had really good handles. He was lefty. But his problem was that he wanted to dribble so much before he shot every ball. He had like a routine. He had to like cross back a couple of times, go under his leg a couple of times, do all this shit just to set up for a shot. That I ended up starting to read him. Like I get so many steals on him because he just jags around so much on offense. By the time he gets around to actually shooting the ball, I know exactly what he's doing. Like it's so predictable. Dillingham's having the same problem, but in the NBA. So it's, much less forgiving than my friend in the backyard. Like Dillingham he shot awful tonight. One of his turnovers was in a terrible moment when the Bulls had they still had enough time to come back, but if they needed to like get a good possession and he just blew it completely. Overall, Dillingham is fine to play the rest of the year, but I understand why he doesn't play over Sexton. And he probably shouldn't because I think Sexton might come back. And then also, like, with that being said, like, I don't know. Sexton or Dillingham's probably going to be back next year. He's still on a rookie contract. But I think that, like, you're probably going to have him on the bench. I wouldn't be opposed to drafting a point guard in the second round like Braden Smith from Purdue and all-time NCAA assist leader. And he could be the heir apparent to Trey Jones in a few years, like in 2 years. You groom him to be the Trey Jones replacement because Trey Jones is going to get a bag somewhere after the way he's been playing. His next deal, he's going to get paid. Someone's going to bring him on for a big role and maybe even a starting role because he's showing that he can handle it and step up when needed. So, like, Trey Jones is going to play his way out of Chicago. I'd rather draft Braden Smith at the top of the second round and groom him to be our point guard, our backup point guard behind Giddey, and trade Dillingham for, I don't know, an apple. I'm just kidding. Trade Dillingham for whatever you can get from him and move on because I don't think he's it. I just really don't. If anybody disagrees with me, I'd love for you to tell me why in the comments below. Sorry, I was really like thinking on that deeply. I should have like looked at the camera while I was talking. I was really focused on that. But that'll do it for this post game show, my friends. I don't want to stay any longer than this. It's been a crappy game. We're almost to the end of the season. Then the content's going to get really good because Bulls fans, I'm not going to have to continue to get up here and sell you on these games. I can start to sell you on the future because this offseason has a lot of potential to be a big deal. Like this offseason has a lot of potential to be game changing for the Bulls. And so I'm going to be bringing you guys all the information, all the excitement every single day. We're going to talk about it all. And we'll actually get to have some hope, my friends, instead of having to watch our favorite team get absolutely ass rammed with a cactus dildo by the San Antonio Spurs. But that'll do it for this episode of Chicago Bulls Breeze, my friends. My name is Philly the Fourth, aka Pimp Daddy P, aka Slim Philly, aka Philip Charles VanDerHeyden IV. And I think it's funny to have a million nicknames like I'm Gucci Mane. As always, long live the Chicago Bulls. Long live you, Breeze Nation. Everybody, have a great night. Be good. See red, baby. Which one was that? Not a bot. All my nicknames? Oh. I mean, if the cactus dildo fits. Just so you know, I picked your team to win the NBA championship, so don't make me look foolish. I believe in the Spurs. It is unfortunate watching this team dominate us. But our time is in the future. It's not here yet. We're tanking right now. Hopefully we'll be good enough to challenge you guys one day. I know that Buzelis and Giddey have a much better game that they can bring against you guys. Tonight was not their best showing, especially Buzelis. But with Leonard Miller getting better, and hopefully we can luck into a top 4 pick like you guys did last year with Harper, maybe we'll be cooking with something. Maybe if we can get Walker Kessler from Utah. We need Walker Kessler from Utah to play against you guys. At least Walker Kessler might be able to do something with Wemby. Not much. He's an alien. But he's a much better option than most centers are. He at least blocks 2.5 shots a game. And he's kind of thick. But yeah, I believe in the Spurs, bro. I appreciate you commenting. If you can, leave a like on the video. It's super appreciated. And hey man, if you want, drop a follow and come hang out with me next time the Bulls play the Spurs. I'm a little bit of a homer, of course, because I'm here for the Bulls, but I give credit where it's due. And the Spurs are a well-built team, and I respect their franchise. I respect Popovich. He's from the area that I grew up in. He went to Maryville High School. I grew up in Hammond, which is about 30 minutes from Maryville. So overall, I have no hate towards the Spurs. They do things the right way. They build from the inside. They don't buy their championships. They're a well-ran team, and they don't have a bunch of crybaby little bitches on their team. So, anyways, I've glazed you enough now. You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody. See red. Make sure you lube up after that cactus dildo ass ramming sesh that we just had. Peace.